Hello everybody, my name is Vitaly Neimer. I'm an international master. We are here today at the Chess World Hall of Fame in St. Louis, Missouri, and today we have a new exhibition, painted pieces from Purling London. Today we have an artist joining me, Daniela Raytchev from London. Hi Daniela, how are you?
Hi, I'm very good. I'm excited to be here.
All right. As far as I've seen, most beautiful piece is the glass ceiling, right? The main one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's quite an honor for someone to call it the most beautiful piece. So this piece or installation is called Glass Ceiling. I've done some body of work that has been feminist driven. I kind of had this idea of creating a chess with a glass board, like a broken glass, breaking through the glass ceiling, because that's what women are doing now. I mean, they've been doing it for centuries, but especially around this time, it's been very loud. And just to emphasize the message, I wanted to make the pieces float through into infinity, because we don't have the answers, we don't have the ending. And all of the pieces are set in position according to a game where a female world champion won against a male one.
I think it was from Judith Polgar versus Magnus Carlsen, the world champion. So the female won, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we probably, as you probably know, in chess, most of the chess players that we have today are men, but we see this increase of women coming to chess.
Well, that's what I hear, because I was taught chess as a child by my dad and granddad. So I never saw it in my eyes when someone says chess. For me, it's not necessarily a male game. And only when I grew up and people were talking about it, and when I made few pieces for Purling, I realized, yeah, there is a lot of inequality happening in the sport. I feel like with my work, I like to discuss modern themes or current themes, sometimes in this case topical themes.
I actually noticed that some of your pieces, they have some spikes over here. I had this impression that maybe playing chess is something maybe painful, it's a torture, over the board. You have to come up with the ideas. Was that your idea, or?
Actually, in this particular piece, white spiked pieces represent kind of white supremacy, so they are created in a more aggressive sense. It's not a new theme. Everyone keeps asking about spikes.
Yeah.
I've been using them in sculpture, in paintings. I love the symbol. I feel like it adds more vulnerability to the pieces. I didn't want the pieces to get overloaded with decoration, I suppose, because I feel like the piece itself is complicated enough.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So when did you and why did you start playing chess?
Well, I started to play chess when I was back about 5 years old. I was born in Russia, St. Petersburg. And the story goes is that I was very hyperactive. I couldn't sit in one place for like 5 minutes. And so she gave me to the coach and she told him, just deal with him. And that's how I started with chess. Yeah, I mean, I assume that maybe in art it's kind of the same, right? You have to spend a lot of time in your pieces maybe. But yeah, and since then I've been playing, I've been living in Israel for a while, became an international master, and came to the United States because I got a scholarship at Webster, at a school here. And my coach, actually her name is Susan Polgar. Do you have any chess players that you like? Any chess world champions that you prefer?
I think I would have to say Judith Polgar though as well, just out of principle and because I've used her game specifically, and she's considered one of the best players, female players. But apparently there is female women's championship, and she actively just participated in the male's one because she disagreed with the principle that men and women should be separated. Yeah,
she played against men. I think she beat Garry Kasparov, which is one of the most famous world chess champions. How do you usually express the feminism?
Like really, it's about raising awareness about the issue and kind of sending empowering messages. So this piece I would consider feminist because of the installation, because the game that it was based on, the woman won. The glass ceiling is being broken.
Yeah.
We had a breaking glass therapy when I was making the piece.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That's why all the blood is here, right?
Exactly.
Very nice. How did you get to be an artist?
It wasn't that straightforward. I was always painting and drawing when I was a child, and then I actually went to study fashion design. And after that, whilst I actually studied, I developed an eating disorder. And after I came into recovery, I just felt a lot of the things that I wanted to express creatively were more conceptual instead of, like, fashion is quite product driven. So I started painting again. And actually, funnily enough, the first chess set that I made was one of the main pieces that I feel made me a bit more visible as an artist, because this commentator mentioned it in Times, and after that, it's almost like people thought, okay, she knows what she's talking about, and she can do things that, you know, people appreciate.
That's so nice to hear. It sounds like you going into art was some kind of therapy. It's for us to help us with our daily lives.
What do you think connects artists to chess?
I think that both artists and chess players, they want to express themselves. Everybody has their own style. So for example, for us, we have a different style of play. Some people are more professional chess players, some people are coaches, some people try to combine chess and art and write articles. Probably the same thing in art, right? You just want to express your own and make your mark on the world, probably. So so expressing yourself. And Daniela, please tell us, how is it to collaborate with the Chess Hall of Fame? I think it's your second time already here.
Yeah, it's the second time. I feel very honored to be here and privileged. I think it's an amazing institution, full of talented people. I feel like I've always been very well looked after, and I love how they actively promote chess into kind of new audiences or communities, and they make game younger and connected to art.
You can teach me how to paint. It's going to make my mom very proud, and I will teach you chess.
Excellent.
Sounds good? All right.
Actually, I would be up for it.